What's going on, everyone? ADS Play 101 here, also known as ADS Play 202 on TikTok, and welcome to the character guide for Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Gekishin Squadra. Now, whereas regular Goku, regular Super Saiyan Goku, is a close range fighter, Super Saiyan 3 Goku is more of a range fighter. He has intervals where his rush attacks do bonus damage, and his passive allows him to do more damage to enemy heroes who has a higher health percentage than himself. His Super Kamehameha can get charged, and you can move it around. His explosive strike jumps down from above and does AoE damage, and his instant transmission can go from an ally or an enemy hero, but the cooldown is reduced if you go to an enemy hero. And I think this is the only time so far where a hero has to be transformed in order to use their super. So that being said, let's jump into training real quick. So there's actually another helper that I have not gained access to yet, because mind you, it just came out. Like, he's major metallic, and he destroys a portion of the stage in a set direction. I don't know if that comes with knockback. I don't know if that comes with damage, or if he just destroys, a certain portion of the stage, which might be good for like clearing obstacles, or if you get the divine card draw that allows the steam buns to drop, that might be good. So I wouldn't worry about that. So a good suggestion would either be World King, or I would go with Batomo. Batomo is actually a good choice, believe it or not, and I'm gonna explain why. But let's go with
This is what I call
this
Super Saiyan 3.
Batomo, and go here. So we're gonna get into level 5, so you guys can see what the skills look like. Now, mind you, there isn't now that energy bar underneath his health. That's the bonus rush attack damage. So every 6 seconds, I counted, you get a bonus amount of damage from his rush attacks, where he just throws a big energy ball. So it looks like that, and he throws it. So about 6 seconds, you get another one, and he throws another one. Now at base level, well, it's level 5, but it does about like what, 549, 419, plus the extra damage, plus an additional 150. So we're looking at 504, or 520, what, 1? Excuse my lack of 524. Around that, just from that damage at that base form. His instant transmission. Again, you could choose to select to go from ally or enemy hero, but the cooldown is reduced by, I want to say, by like 10 seconds if you choose to go to an enemy instead of an ally. If you go to an ally, the cooldown is like 35 seconds. Now let me do that. So the cooldown is around like 34, 35 seconds when you go to an ally. If you go to an enemy, it's around 20, 24, 25 seconds. So there's about 10 seconds less if you choose to go to an enemy. There's one more thing I forgot to mention. So the way his instant transmission works is that it can only go to an enemy hero that's discoverable, meaning that if you see them or one of your teammates see them, they'll appear as discoverable and you can teleport to them. So keep that in mind when you use it, because it's not just going to let you just go straight to them out of nowhere. Either your teammates have to be fighting them to where you can see them on the map, or you have to be within, you have to be able to see them yourself. So that's how instant transmission works. Now his explosive strike just drops down on top of him. believe it does AoE damage, if I'm not mistaken. It deals more damage the less HP the enemy has. So you want to use it as a finisher, especially. Same way that you use Android 18 Super, the same way you use Trunks' Buster Sword. You want to use it like that. So there's that. All right. Then next we have his Super Kamehameha. Now, this is actually chargeable. So if you just stand in one place and you charge it, you can actually move around while you charge it. And mind you, the damage doesn't change based on distance. In the future, I think they're going to nerf that. Because in matches, he is super, super strong. But I digress. And next up, he actually has a... Oh, another thing. When you charge it, you can actually move it around at will. So somebody try to avoid, you can just move it as you please. So next up, he has another skill, the instant Kamehameha, the instant transmission Kamehameha. And the way you do that is that when you have your Kamehameha available, or your Super Kamehameha available, you choose to go to an enemy and you immediately hit the Kamehameha, and it does a fully charged blast without you having to charge it. So it's a fully charged blast. So
This one's a game changer.
we get these divine cards. I forgot to mention the divine cards that I would use. Snowball.
No holding back anymore. No holding back anymore. No holding back anymore. No holding back
I'm sorry.
anymore.
There we go. All right.
Back anymore.
So the divine cards that I'm choosing to use, there we go, are Snowball, Giant Slayer, and Pursue. Now the reason why I'm picking these three is that Snowball, unlike Lightning Swift, with Lightning Swift, once you do Vanish Step, you got 2 seconds of like a power up, which isn't really enough to do anything for real unless you're going after like the last little chip of damage, which you can actually get that from his Explosive Strike once you get their health down enough. So it's no need to get that. And plus with Super Snowball, Super Saiyan 3 Goku does a lot of damage, so it's real easy to stack that damage buff that you get with this without having to worry about dying, or at least you can stack it up to a good point to where even if you do die, you'll pretty much be maxed out. So, and then, you know, that's the only way you can lose that damage buff is when he gets knocked out. So it's better to just hold on to that. So that's that. Next, Giant Slayer. It does more damage based on if the enemy target has 80% HP or more. This pairs well with his passive, which also allows him to do more damage if the enemy that he's fighting has more health than he does. So that pairs well with that. And Pursuer, it's good because you're going to find yourself doing multiple, you know, skills anyway. It doesn't work with the instant Kamehameha. It doesn't activate with that. You have to do 2 separate skills. So even if you do that, you probably still have to go back and do this. But you still get damage though. So from it. But it's worth it though. It's worth the investment. So I'll probably do this. Okay. So there's that. So now that we showed those off, let's get them to level 7.
Take it up to the next level. Super Saiyan 3.
Why hold out? Let's just get them to level 15
Conserving my
and get
I'm going all out.
Vegeta up to level 15 as well.
Are you ready to see the power of a Super Saiyan? I can finish. I'm still standing.
Well, you know what? Let me show this move at the in the beginning. Let me show you. Let's see. We'll reset that. He's gonna get on level 7.
The next level. And this one is Super Saiyan 3. Here goes.
All right. So at base form,
Leave it to me.
does a pretty decent amount of damage. And let me get Vegeta's level back up to 15.
Are you ready to see?
All right.
Super Saiyan.
Get these cooldowns on it.
Leave it to me.
Get these divine cards back on.
This one's a game changer. This should be fun. No holding back anymore.
All right. So
Leave it to me.
the base damage for that is pretty good. It takes around 1/4 of Vegeta's health bar. Now Vegeta has the most health. One of the characters that has the most health. He's one of the characters that has the most health in the game. So forgive me for that. But the fact that this takes away one chunk of bar health, and this mind you, this is the base damage. So it does that's still pretty good just for a super. So if we max that out,
Time to stop conserving my energy. I'm going all out. Phew. I can finish things with this. Dragon Fist! And the Prince of all Saiyans!
it damn near does half a health bar, so that's a lot. Mind you, this is with the divine cards,
Dragon Fist! Underestimate me.
and I don't have the snowball effect on them. But let that heal back up, because this is where the helper comes in. So with Batomo, so the same thing with Bojack. And I didn't suggest this with Bojack because I was more so thinking of damage. But defensively, Batomo is actually a good pick for Bojack as well, for the same reason that it's a good pick for Goku. So when you're charging up your Kamehameha, you're kind of stationary for a little bit. If somebody gets behind you, they can pretty much just knock you out and without having to worry about getting hit. A way to alleviate that is to, when you go and when you know you're about to go and fire off the Kamehameha, just make sure that you're at Batomo ready. And when you go over there, so anybody that comes near you, Batomo will knock them away, and that'll give you some protection from that. Now, of course, with the instant transmission, if you try to do your ultimate immediately after, it's kind of like a 2-second delay. The best way I can think to circumvent that or to deal with that is add solid barrier, because it gives you 2 hits of protection. It gives you 2 hits of damage protection. So even if you do it and you're sitting there for those 2 minutes or those 2 seconds, you can activate the ultimate without having to worry about taking damage for a little while.
There you are. Dragon Fist!
It still does a pretty good amount of damage. So
No holding back anymore.
yes, I'll go with this. Anyway, so looking at his, just to show how much damage this thing does.
I am the ultimate.
That one thing fully maxed out does half a bar health. A whole half a bar health. That is ridiculous. And if we go with his instant transmission,
Let's go! I'm on. I'll show you what happens when you underestimate me.
that's down to like a big chunk of health. Mind you, that's with the Pursuer activated. So he does a lot of damage pretty quickly. If you haven't seen, there was actually a bug that happened with his ult, and it happened. I don't know exactly how I activated it, but anytime you do Sky Strike, there's like a cinematic version of it that happens. Which I think they did a hot fix for it and didn't tell nobody. But that video is on my TikTok and on my YouTube, in my YouTube shorts. So you can definitely see the glitch there. And then he loses his hair. He looked like he went back to Super Saiyan 2, but he's still Super Saiyan 3. But it's crazy. But that's Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Hopefully this guide helps you guys become much more efficient with him. He's pretty simple to use. He's pretty bare bones. Um, Everything that you would expect from Super Saiyan 3 Goku in a game like this, you're going to get. He's overpowered as hell right now, so enjoy it while you can, because if these developers have any type of sense, they're going to nerf him soon. Um, but yeah, that was Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this character guide, and I will see you guys next time.